Welcome to the Coach and Crew Show, and we are still continuing with our countdown of best returners of college football for the fall 2022 season. We've covered the quarterbacks, we've covered the running backs. Each has a huge returning class coming back, making next year's NFL draft very loaded and interesting. Now we get to the wide receivers, where you can argue a lot of the headline wide receivers went in this year's NFL draft. So let's get right into things. Here is, yes, as always, subjectively speaking, my top 10 returners coming back for the fall 2022 college football season. Starting out at number 10 is Xavier Worthy of University of Texas. Freshman last year led the Longhorns in every receiving category. Now, granted, look at Texas's record last year, but still, someone had to be a leader. It was him. 62 receptions, 12 TDs, and was the bright spot for that up and down season. At number 9, Dontavius Wicks of UVA, the Virginia Cavalier. He was a favorite target of Brennan Armstrong. That's going to be a 1-2 punch you're going to see again this season. He scored 9 touchdowns last season and had over 1,200 yards receiving on 57 receptions. At number 8, Dante Cephas of Kent State put up big numbers in 2021 with 82 receptions and over 1,200 yards. So now the question remains, with his quarterback Crum gone, is he going to be able to reproduce same size numbers? At number 7, A.T. Perry of Wake Forest. Wake Forest in 2021, juggernaut offense. When was the last time you ever heard that phrase? Well, he was one of the reasons why. 71 catches, 15 TDs, and just under 1,300 yards receiving. The first of a few transfers to be mentioned. These numbers reflect his time at Western Kentucky, but now with Penn State, Mitch Tinsley. Got to put him somewhere. It's a little shuffling act of where you think these people are going to lie when they come down. But with Western Kentucky, Tinsley had 87 receptions and 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. He's now in Happy Valley. I don't know if he'll produce the same volume of numbers, but I think he's going to be even a bigger weapon for Penn State, coming in at number 6. At number 5, representing the American Conference from Houston, Nathaniel Dell, dominating season in 2021. Ask Auburn about the Birmingham Bowl alone. 12 TDs. Not only that, his quarterback Clayton Tune also returns. So chemistry is only going to be greater for 2022 for Nathan Dell. At number 4, Josh Downs of North Carolina. Now, yes, Sam Howell is gone, but Downs still put up the numbers in 21. So 101 receptions, 8 touchdowns, and over 1,300 yards receiving. At number 3 is another transfer, and some of you will wonder why I have him this high. Just my gut feeling. From UTEP, now at Arizona, Jacob Cowling. He was the hidden gem, in my opinion, in 2021. And he also earned a Coaching Crew game ball week 0, believe it or not. So a lot of people were probably surprised, including me, with his decision to go to Arizona. He had something like 21 or 22 different offers while entering the transfer portal, including SEC schools like LSU, but he opted to go to Arizona. So Arizona did something right in their recruiting process. He averaged over 100 yards last season and scored 7 TDs, bowl bound for UTEP. At number 2, he could actually be number 1 by the all said and done of things. Last year with Pittsburgh, this earlier spring with Pittsburgh, but even just as recently as like 2 weeks ago, entered the transfer portal, and now Jordan Addison is now in USC. He led the nation in touchdown receptions last season with 17 and had exactly 100 receptions. Throw in just a Happy Meal shy of 1,600 yards catching, and now you wonder what he can do at USC with those type of levels of production. That leaves number 1, and if you're allowed to go conservative, and if such thing at number one, I did. Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. Yeah, he was maybe overshadowed in some ways by the name of Chris Olave, but he still was an All-American. Okay, 95 receptions, 1,600 yards, not too shabby for a quote unquote number two receiver. Now he's going to be Ohio State's number one receiver. So there you have it. Subjectively speaking, my top 10 returning wide receivers for the fall 2022 season. Crew Nation, what do you think? Do you agree with my numbers? Do you disagree with my rankings? And who do you think should be in the top 10 that I did not mention? Make sure you comment below, like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Visit our website, coachandcrewshow.com for all.